Hi and welcome. So we're continuing to talk about understanding the resident in chapter 3, and now we move on to section 3 of chapter 3. Why is it important to promote independence and self-care? It's very, very important. In the beginning, I asked you to imagine a patient who was coming to the facility. I didn't specify any reasons. Regardless of the reasons, he's coming to your care. I want you to put yourself in their place. I want you to be empathetic. Let's say this person was living at home alone, completely independent. Somehow this patient suffered a fall, a fracture. Now he's in the hospital and had required surgery. Think about the losses that this person has just incurred. What losses can you think of? First of all, their independence. To us, it's the most important thing. How many things did you do today without the help of anybody? Everything, of course. So we have to remember that our independence is probably, if not the most important part about our daily life. We go about our business without the need of any help whatsoever, and we take it for granted. So when this person comes to the facility, they just lost their independence. They lost their home, at least temporarily, their life at home. Perhaps they had a pet. Now they can't go to the store. They can't drive around and enjoy the number of things that they always did. So think about those losses when they're coming in. What about their emotions? How do they feel? How would you feel if you were the one experiencing this? So think about it. The loss of home, the loss of health, the loss of independence, the loss of freedom. Okay? All these things can accumulate in your head, and by the time you know it, you may be feeling so down. Your self-esteem is on the ground. You don't feel good about yourself, right? Your physical is not there, so therefore everything is not good about you, especially your mind. So there is a lot of emotions that are going through this person's head right now. Perhaps anger, self-image. They don't feel good about the way they look. They feel hopeless. They feel sad. So there's a bunch of negative emotions. Now, what do these people expect when they first see you? Not a negative impression, of course. This is why it's very important that we put ourselves in their position. Think about what they're going through and how we can help them. So it's really important that we make a first good impression and understand why they're here. Understand their emotions, the needs, the losses that they have just incurred. They may feel useless, depressed. So think about that when they're first coming in. It's very easy to get taken by the busy day and not pay attention to the emotions or the holistic person. Remember, we're looking at all sides of the person, all right? Not just their physical needs, but also their emotional needs. So get in touch with that. Understand what they're coming through. Other things that are part of our life is our culture. We have a culture. We bring it with us everywhere we go. How we were raised, what language you speak, what religion we belong to, if you belong to one. All these things follow us everywhere. Well, this person that just came into your facility, it has exactly the same things, just like you. So we try to understand this person, again, not just as a name, a number, a condition, but also as an entire person. What about the food preferences? What do they like? What about touch? Are we able to make physical contact with this person? What about their religion? Does their religion allow eye-to-eye contact? Does their religion or their culture allow a male CNA to assist this person, or vice versa? So think about that when we come to make contact for the first time with this person. We talked about activity. I talked earlier about the astronaut that was in space. Okay? Now we're not astronauts. We live here in gravity. All right? So the need for activity is much more important. Okay? The fact that you're standing, that you can walk, that in itself is a huge help to your body. By standing and walking, bearing weight on your bones, you're stimulating your body to create a lot of hormones, a lot of cells that are essential for your health. So it's important that we maintain this activity. So, is it important for older residents? Of course it is. It's just as important, if not more important. What happens when we don't have this physical activity? Well, a lot of negative things can happen. You get a lot of illnesses faster. You feel depressed. You feel less, alert. You get bored. You can get constipated from not moving around. Blood clots. Your senses that are not all there. Urinary infections, respiratory infection, and the list goes on and on. Pressure ulcers is one of the most common ones. So, as you can see, the need for activity is very, very important. Now, if you are active, physically active, think about the last time you went out for a walk or a run. How good did you feel after that? I'm pretty sure you felt very well, right? You feel that burst of energy just coming out, right? Now the challenge is to keep it going. So when you are more active, when you're mobile, you have less risk of illnesses. Your symptoms of anxiety or stress are relieved, at least temporarily. It improves your mood, your concentration. You feel much better about yourself, and then you start looking better. That increases your self-esteem. You feel tired. You get better sleep, and so on. The list goes on and on. So activity is very important for all of us, not just for the young people, but much more for older people.